Okay, so today we're going to do a hand rig. So this is what the end product is going to look like. So if you want to move your fingers around, just make sure that it's not on frame 0. I'll get into all of that. Just click anywhere else. There's a couple bones that's not needed here, but it's just to show you what the whole thing is going to look like. So you can bend and move your fingers around like this. You're also going to be able to foreshorten or make it longer. So you got full control. Let's do a quick little basic hand movement just to show you how nice and smooth it looks. Let's turn this guy in like that. And obviously, I'm not going to fix stuff like this now, but I'll show you how to do that. So if you go and there we go. And then I'll get into how to make the hand rotate 360 degrees, but I'm not going to do that today. And today I'm just going to show you how to build the hand or how to build the fingers or the limbs. All right. So the first thing you're going to have to do is just click Control G, which is your grid. Just pick your shape tool. So let's just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Once you got your first shape, you're gonna click on the add point tool and just add 2 points over there. And these points, you're gonna move up and this one move down. So because you have the grid on, it's gonna snap to those points. Click on your curvature tool and just drag it out. Now, if you take one of these, it's just gonna snap to that point, snap to that point. So what you can do is click, so it selects the entire shape. Control C, Control V. You can see here where the bottom one is ending, and just make sure that it makes a nice circle. So that's all on one layer. Let's just put it into a group. I usually just go group with selection, and I'm just going to call it hand, and this one I'll call finger 1. Once I've got that, I just need to create a bone, so I can add bones, and I'll just call it hand as well. I'll drag the folder into the rig. I go to my bone layer, and then everywhere where this would be in the middle, the circle, in the middle of that circle, just click there, click there, click there, and at the bottom, you're going to drag the bone out like that. And then from each one of these, you're going to want to pull out to the side. Let's sort out the strength. So we select all the bones, click S on the keyboard. You just usually drag there, turn it all off. Now you select all of them again, press P on your keyboard, click anywhere on your canvas, and that's going to remove all of it. Next thing we need to do is we need to connect all these bones, all these ones, to the circles. So to the pin bones. So let's start with this one. Press P, and then these ones on the ends, they are pretty easy to get, like that. Click on B to deselect. Select that one, P, and these ones are a bit tougher. You see them? There we go. B, deselect, click on this one, P. So now you can deselect And we select the pin bones, P, and we connect them to the ones running out. We need to tell this bone to always be pointing to this bone, and that's going to run down the finger. It's going to work the same, this bone to this bone. So what I usually do is I just check the name of the bone, then I check this one, B9, that's B10, go to bone constraints, and as I'm on B9 now, I will select B10, and I click on B10, the window will stay open, which is cool, and I'll just click B9. All right, this one is B8, obviously B7, so this one will be B8, and this one will be B7, and I just do that for all those bones. B6, B5, B6, all right. And this one will be B5. All right, so now we made sure that these bones, these ones, will always point to each other, which is going to make sure that this artwork or this shape on this layer, if these 2 points are over here, these 2 points are going to face that way. We're going to get that done by linking points to those bones. And the way we do that is we go to our finger layer. We are done with the bones now. So I'll select this one and just move it out of the way. Select this one, just move it out of the way. Just make sure that these points, they're not overlapping. So let's say like that, because you might be able to select a point on the other part because everything's on one layer. So just make sure you got a little bit of space in between. I'm going to start at the top. So I'm on B, I select this bone, G for the selection tool. I select all three bind points tool, or you can just click I. So you click I, it's going to bring up this, and you just say bind points. So now one thing you need to pay attention to, the color of this bone. So it's like a pink, and you just check that the colors are matching. Click on B, select this bone, G, select these ones, I, and bind points. They are the same color. We need to move our artworks back. Because we got the grid on, it's pretty easy. Just click on it and shift and just drag it back. Let's click on those. For parent, just click off. We'll select this one, parent it to this one, B. So we'll just switch it around. B, B, this one, and go down. Just go over here, select this guy. There we go. All right. But we also, once you click on this and you've got your transform bone tool, you can obviously do the bending. But then if you click on this and you move them, you can foreshorten or make it longer. All right. So the next thing you want to do is we're going to want to create more fingers. So what you can do is you just click on that layer. You're going to duplicate that layer. And that's finger 2. We just do that. Select all of this. I know it's 2 clicks. There we go. We got our second finger, but now obviously we don't have the bones. So we just go to our hand layer or the bone layer. And we select all our bones, Control, copy, Control paste, and we are going to just click on one of them, hold in Shift, move it over. But now what you're going to have to do is you are going to have to reconnect all these points to these bones because now you'll see the name is different. Let's just check if it works properly. Yeah, it's working. This one's working. All right. And this is the same process you're going to take for each of the fingers. So you're just going to have to move these bones. You can shape the hand whichever way you want. Uh, so let's take a look over here. I'm just going to move some of it. I'm not going to move all of them. The little finger is going to have to be, let's move it. Not that one, this one. So let's see something like that. A lot shorter. I don't know. Let's see, what did I do here? It's about 222. All right. That's about 222. I don't know. Maybe it's 12333. Then the next thing is you're going to have to click on that finger layer and select your parts and drag it out, make it shorter. So control and drag. So there's two spots in between. Let's see if this is the correct shape. There needs to be one longer. So we just make it a bit longer. Oops. And there we go. All right, we're gonna have to do the same with this guy. And it's gonna be the same length and the same to this guy. Let's just move them out first. Boom, boom. And there we go. All right, so there. What's this one? Then move it down. There it fits in perfectly. And this one is over there. Did I switch two fingers around? I think I did. I think I did. I'm unsure. Let's check. Or am I going crazy? I kind of saw that because the one line was above the other line where it's not supposed to be, or the rounding. So let's click on hand, let's move off frame 0, transform tool, and there you go. Right. So that's how you can make your fingers shorter. All right. Now, obviously, your thumb, I'm not going to do all of them. Your thumb, which is finger 5, that is going to be selecting all your bones. T for hand. Sorry, there we go. And let's just move it down. Dup, 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 dup. I don't know, maybe somewhere up to there. And then deselect T. Maybe something like that. I don't know. It depends. You can decide on your own rig how you want it to look. And we're going to click on the layer. And that's just going to involve us bringing those fingers down. That just make sure that it corresponds. Oh dear. Corresponds with the bones so that the pin bone is in the middle of that rounding on both ends. Yeah, so it's going to be there. And there we go. Right. These lines, not the coolest. I'm just going to use 5 as an example. So click on one of the shapes. I'm unsure, can you click on all of them? And just click on the hide edge. So you're going to take away those ones. There we go. And if we come over here, go to the bone layer, transform. Now you're going to start getting the bending line. Next thing, I'm also just going to create a plain and basic palm. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. So for this, I mean, again, you can pick and choose how you want your shape to be. This is all up to your personal preference. What I usually do is I'm going to put 2 in, one there, one there, and maybe one here, and one here. You can move those around. And let's do something like that. I know, this is a horrible shape. Like that. Okay, let's keep it like that. And then, if you want, you can obviously do your rounding without the grid on, which is going to give you a lot more flexibility because this is just going to keep on snapping. So if you want to fine tune, Control G, just take your grid away. All right, so that's the basic. That's how to shorten the fingers, how to create them first, how to do the bones, all that, how to make them shorter. You can decide on what you want your hand to look like. What I will also do, now that we're here, is just remove the bottom edges. These. There we go. And I will also, let's go to thumb, remove these, and then what you can do, let's just turn that grid back on. It's just a lot easier, is snap this out to the outside for the thumb. And we're going to use the curve tool. Just do that. We can snap this to there, and then this one can just go up, depending on what you want your thumb to look like. There you go. So obviously, when you start moving these fingers around, your palm is going to start looking like stuff like that. So you're going to just have to sort out the shape of it. So I'll probably Go to palm. So at that point, I will have this somewhere there. I don't know. All right. So just to give you an idea of the final product, you can see I moved the bones all around just to create the shapes and then changed the shape of the actual layers. And the palm is obviously a lot better. And you can come in and fine tune things like this. All right. I mean, I'm not going to go through the whole, and obviously this as well. You're going to manipulate that by going into the frames of what the thumb needs to look like at that certain point. So I'll probably go into the palm and just say T, I want this to be there or something. So that point will move, as you see there. It's going to move up to there. All right. I will also do a video of how to rotate this hand 360 degrees. Um, there's a couple of things that don't look right, but the more time you spend on it, the better you can make it look. So I'll just make another video with that. And yeah, cool. I hope it helps. If you guys have better better solutions for some of the issues, there are too many bones in here, so I'll probably just we don't need to see these bones, so I'll just shy those bones and do the same with this. Just select all those and shy them. This one, let's just go like that. Select all of those. There we go. All right. Let's see what's left. So I need these ones. So I'll shy those bones just so that it's not so absolutely chaotic, because it can get a little overcrowded with bones. Just easier. So let's say you have your finger like this, instead of having two target bones, now you know that bone is this one. I mean, obviously you can start creating problems for yourselves either way, but it's a lot more manageable. There we go.